Alrighty, what up car people? I wanted to make a different type of car guy video. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about the different types of OEM headlights that were offered on the 7th gen Celica. So I hinted at a purchase that I'm making for the Celica. I'm pretty excited. Package is in the mail. I've always wanted HID headlights for the Celica, but I wanted the OEM ones. I thought they looked so cool. The US versions have painted insert on the headlight that's a really nice metallic color. It's a dark gray, so they are very similar to JDM headlights, but they're US specs, so they point properly when you go down the road. The only thing that they don't have that I like of the overseas headlights is this serrated little, like a serrated louver that's on the signal light housing of the Celica headlights. Another cool feature of the HID OEM headlights is that they have a heat dissipated grill where the HID kind of bounces its light. It's got these little holes in it as opposed to the smooth looking ones on the non-HID models. But anyway, let's just hang out. Let's talk about Celica headlights, OEM ones, just for now, because there are a lot of headlights for the OEM Celica. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notified. My Instagram at @themmost_Ariel. Let's get into it. So car people, a lot about being a car guy is more than just doing things to your car. It's about planning things, it's about researching things, it's about comparing one thing against the next. And for me, when I look for car parts, I think, does this part complement this part? Does this part accentuate or does it take away from this feature that's on the car that I like? So I always try and keep a good balance. I think the best thing for a balanced build, in my opinion, is to stay not to stray too far from the OEM lines of the vehicle. So certain wide body kits like a Rocket Bunny Celica doesn't necessarily appeal to what direction I'm taking my build. I think it is very cool, and if I could build another Celica, that one would be a Rocket Bunny Celica, maybe mid-engine even. But I digress. I like to just balance things out and just look at parts, look at little details, and overthink, and it keeps you from spending money if you're still debating on what you want, which in turn, as a car guy, helps you save money because you're not spending it. And I know what it is to be a young car guy and to want to spend all your money, all your free money on your car. I would go without just to spend on my car. I pretty much dressed like a minimalist, but my Celica was very well taken care of. Anyway, let's get into it. So I'm gonna overlay this screen recording that I have here, and we're gonna talk about headlights and look through all these open tabs that I have. So let me just go ahead and hit record. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, now hit that with a clap too to lock it in. Sorry if the quality is not the greatest. It's my first time doing this, but definitely want to do it and see how you guys respond. So let me know what you think of the video in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the headlights. So like I said, I'm not going to cover aftermarket headlights. Back in the day when I got into my Celica in 2007, the most that we had in the aftermarket when it came to Celica headlights was just black inserts. So you could get an OEM style headlight, or you could get an OEM style headlight with a black insert, and that was it. And those were pretty pricey. They looked good for some time, but the lenses would crack and the projectors weren't even as good as stock projectors. So it wasn't really worth the time. So for now, I won't talk about the aftermarket ones, but if you guys want to see that, then make sure to like this video and let me know in the comment section. Anyways, on to the next These are just random FRS headlights. Not really gonna go in any particular order, just cause I didn't spend too much time organizing these tabs. Can't really see these too good here. Anyways, next, these are halogen projector headlights. These are from overseas. These are probably like the European ones. The JDM ones have these little slots here, just like the Euro ones, but they also have like a blue hue right here in the high beam housing. And they also have the insert painted like a smoky black color. It's still see-through, and you can still see the ribs of this insert, but it's a lot darker. That's what they were trying to imitate with the first set of aftermarket headlights. They were calling them JDM black housing headlights, but the JDM Celica didn't have full black housings. They were tinted black. Next, these are the JDM ones right here, so you could see it's not the greatest picture, but there's a blue hue here where the high beams go, and you got the slots here for the turn signals, which is very different from the USDM ones. And blue hue, smoky black insert. You could still see the projector here. You could see that little line there. You see the projector, so they're not fully black, they're like smoky. Next, these are Euro ones, so you could see the rib design and no tint. So these are cool. I like them, but same as the JDM one, it depends where you get them from, but they're not going to be aiming the same as OEM headlights for your country, so keep that in mind. I'll make the adjustments when I get what I ordered, and I'll make an unboxing video of that. I'm pretty excited. Haven't been this excited for car parts since my Enki RPF ones for the Celica, so stay tuned. These are the aftermarket black housing headlights. I think these have a halo. That's just a little ring they throw in there. I'm not really a fan of halos on anything that didn't come with halos from the factory. All the fancy headlights nowadays, it's a little too much for me. I like OEM Plus, and I think we're getting carried away with RGB. Same with the computer scene. We're getting carried away with RGB and LED effects. Here you go, Euro ones. Next, these are very rare TRD Sports M Celica headlights. These might be replicas or something, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the subject, but this is what they look like. So in place of having your insert, it's individual housings for each light with an enclosure that's painted this gray color. It's this gray color no matter what color your Celica is, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. Pretty cool. Gives it this bug eye look, but it was an option, and it was only an option for TRD Sports M models, which were very rare themselves. So we might not see many of those authentic out in the wild. Not for cheap anyway. Whoops, what happened here? Back on. So these are OEM USDM headlights, as far as I can tell, that have the insert painted some kind of metallic gray to mimic the 03 OEM HID headlights. He also painted the reflector for the signal light and the reflector for the high beam in black. That's probably not very good for performance. What are these right here? These are either Euro or JDM. They got a kind of smoky insert here, but they are HID headlights. And these are OEMs, and you can see right here this grill here. It's got these little holes punched through for extra heat dissipation and cooling. Very cool. And the HID headlights for the Celica have a larger projector. Therefore, the housing is larger. So this little bulge right here of the light, it's much larger, so it does change the physical look of the Celica a little bit, which I'm looking forward to see what that looks like in person. There you go. There's a little smoky here, but there's no blue tint, so I don't think these are JDM. They are, noted as JDM, but that term is used so loosely nowadays that you just kind of have to do your own research and draw from your own assumptions. These that looks like a top view of those same headlights. These are OEM HID headlights. You see the painted, it's like a grayish metallic thing, and you can see that there's no slots here on the signal light. So the overseas models have way nicer signal light housings. This one's seen better days. Next, these look like OEM HID. Looks like there's a blue tint there, not sure, you tell me. Next, another shot of the TRD Sports M, option headlights. Someone's replicating these, I know. So this is a listing from Kruber, and I believe these are JDM since they're listed on Kruber, and I don't see the blue tint, so maybe the blue tint is an option in Japan. Somebody let me know. Let's get this info out there so we could pick the best parts for our builds. These are OEM USDM, really nice painted insert. I do like the painted insert on the OEM USDM models. I think we won on that one, but we didn't get the cool headlight signal light housings here. Next, another shot here. Is that picture? Yeah, I guess very poor resolution. Next, these are tsunami headlights. So I've seen some tsunamis that don't have color matched headlights, but I've also seen a couple with color matched headlights. I've only seen a blue, red, and a thundercloud tsunami in person. The thundercloud tsunami I saw did not have painted inserts, but that could be for any number of reasons. When the headlights get cloudy though, the painted insert looks very bad, but I do like that Toyota offered headlights with painted inserts. I wish I would see people painting their inserts body color more often. I think it's a really cool look. Here's probably a converted Tsunami, or maybe this guy just bought a TRD and swapped Tsunami headlights on his solar yellow Celica. Very nice, but like I said, these probably need a polish. These headlights are notorious for going bad in the sun, so wax them, protect them, do whatever you can. There's a beautiful example of a TRD Sports M with the optional, 3 little projector headlight things here. Really cool. TRD Sports M has a raised hood scoop, subtle front lip, side skirts are close to stock around here and then start to flare out towards the rear of the car, and then you got the rear spats that kind of mimic the TRD rear spats that we have in the States, but they're 2 pieces as opposed to being one large piece, and it's a more subtle curve. That's why I chose them for my Top Shop side skirts. TRD Sports M, these could be replicas. I think the telltale on the TRD Sports M replicas is that these projectors are smaller. So this is a projector when I believe the TRD Sports M has halogen, and it's a lot larger. So it's got a visible difference, but these are cool nonetheless. Oh, how did that get in there? TRD, sorry. This is Tsunami in white headlight inserts. I love this look. Not really a fan of that stripe, sorry. Next, OEM HID. I believe these are, yes, OEM HID. Maybe painted the insert, maybe they just look really good in this picture. They look sick either way. There you go. They have built-in electric motors, but from my experience with the Evo 10, if you don't want to bother with this right here, you could still adjust this manually. Mine are connected on the Evo, so I could control it with the knob, but they were still out of adjustment. So I had to go in there manually, and everything worked just fine even after adjusting. So no damage to the motors, everything works normal. Gotta give it another adjustment, but anyway, just so you know, you don't really, if you want these headlights, don't really worry about this. You're only gonna aim them once. I don't really waste my time aiming my headlights on my car, even with that little knob there, so whatever. You tell me. Thundercloud. Yeah, here's a Thundercloud, and the insert is not painted. Thundercloud is a really rare color. Thundercloud Gray, I believe it's called. Very rare color, like last couple years of the Celica. This might be like, this one has red seat inserts, if you could see. So this might be, I don't know if that's standard Tsunami or if it's from another country or Panasonic edition. I don't know. Tsunami. It's a nice looking kit. I like it a lot. That resembles a TRD Sports M wing, but that's a Tsunami wing. And I think they're different, but they're very similar. So there is a TRD Sports M wing on Kruber if you're interested. I don't want it. There you go. You see the Sports M is a little more aggressive, a little taller. And here are some Tsunamis have taillights like this, but overseas there are JDM taillights that are slightly different, that are this basic design with a alteration. But that's for another episode. Anyway, car people, thanks for checking out the video. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Instagram at @themos_Ariel. Ariel out. Peace. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.